I started a laser engraving and personal branding business at the end of May of 2026. And one thing that I knew would be difficult outside of, learning the software and the space in general and just how things work is getting jobs, getting business. But what if I told you that a free laser project can be worth so much more than the items and the time that you put into that single project? What would you say to that? See, lasers themselves are not cheap, right? CNCs, UV, 3D printers, the makerspace is expensive. And the easiest way for some people to justify getting into the space, like me, is to start a business alongside the hobby or like a side hustle using these machines to try to recoup some of that cost associated with the big jump to get into the actual space. My dog's jumping around. He's loud, okay? Now, the biggest issue is how do I get clients, right? The beginning can be super overwhelming, okay? And when it comes to trying to start your own thing, it's just one of the hardest things to deal with. And there are a lot of things that you can do to get jobs, right? There are things like online markets like Etsy, Facebook Marketplace, or your own website, okay? Now, the problem with that is hundreds of thousands of people own these types of machines, and you are competing with 34 million listings trying to get a sale. And if you go lower than everyone else, you may end up just breaking even on material and machine time. You could start a Facebook page, invite all your friends to follow it, and then could reach out to things like local businesses and try to make some sort of name for yourself. But there is no guarantee that anyone is going to call you back. I've called a lot of people or emailed a lot of people that have never got back to me. Now, I'm lucky enough to run nearly an 11,000 subscriber gaming channel on YouTube that I was able to get a few jobs on, as well as people I know in real life seeing things on my Facebook page and wanting some work done. But there is one thing that I did to get my foot in the door with a ton of potential clients. And that is what I want to talk about in today's video. Marketing. See, I knew that every year my old high school puts on a charity golf tournament, and I play in it every single year, hence why I knew that it happened every year. And because it is a charity, the prizes that they give out as pin prizes or door prizes, things like this, are usually donated by local businesses. I'm a local business. Sheesh. Now, this is a massive advantage for our business. This one thing paid off my X-Tool M2 and rotary tool for it in a single project. And the idea is that you donate your time and something really, really nice as a prize for a charity event or a tournament. That's the method. Now, I decided that I was going to do tumblers and coasters that match. But let's break down the price. Right now, I typically would sell a generic 20-ounce tumbler for something like 20 to 25 bucks with an engraving on it, customized engraving. Maybe more, maybe less, depending on the brand, but I'm not buying Yeti, okay? I'm buying 6-pack bulks on Amazon for $4 to $6 per tumbler. These cool coasters I got for under $1 each, and I found these nice gift boxes to pack in a pack of 24 that I got on Prime Day for 43 cents a piece. Now, I knew I wanted to donate 2 of them, so the total cost in material for me to do that on the high end was somewhere around $14 plus my time. That includes everything, both tumblers, everything that I put into it. Not bad. Okay, we started by grabbing our school logo from the website, and it was an old school logo from more than 17 years ago because that's when I was there. And I kept the base of it, but because this was a golf tournament, we wanted to give it a little bit of a makeover, a little bit of a pizzazz, you know what I mean? So we added some golf aesthetics to it and just add the year on the mascot's hat. For reference, I use a range of software to make designs. I use Canva, I use Photoshop, I use Inkscape. Sometimes I will use Nano Banana. I primarily use Canva and Photoshop. Now, I then started with the coasters because the rotary is still something that I'm getting a little bit used to, okay? I'm still new to this, so I don't like setting it up and tearing it down and then putting it back up if I'm going to do some more rotary stuff. So if I'm going to use it, I want to use it, right? So I'm going to wait till the end to do the rotary. Settings are something you have to fine tune over time, but I find that if you are looking at a power given to you from the library in Xtool Studio, I usually bump that up about 5 to 10% to get the desired darkness that I like. And these things come out great, right? And on business stuff, as well as donation stuff like this, I always make it a priority. I always make it like an absolute priority and make sure to put my business name on the back of whatever I'm engraving. So when people see it in the lineup, they're like, oh, who's this? Let me look at it. I also wanted to throw a little flair in there too. So I decided to do some of these keychains that I get for around, I don't know, 30 cents a piece or something like that. And I just converted the school mascot logo from a PNG file from the website to an SVG file in Inkscape, and then I used that for the keychains. Now, leather red is kind of weird to me, and I have a hard time with this one, so I did darken on, it did darken a little bit on the edges, a little more than I would have liked, to be honest. It didn't come out super dope, so I don't know if I'm gonna include these or not. I also put my own business cards in the mix too, that I engraved on black metal business cards. Look at anodized aluminum or coated aluminum. Again, just for extra flair, because I'm sassy, okay? These cards have my business name, my name, and how to contact me. And now finally, we did the tumblers, okay? And I know the school colors, because I went there. They're navy and gold. So I went with navy tumblers, but a problem I ran into was that it seems that a blue diode laser on a blue material doesn't always vaporize the blueprint the first time. So I actually ended up having to do 2 passes on both of these tumblers to make it get that like shiny silver metal underneath look that I wanted with that nice exposed silver. Now, a lot of this is trial and error, right? But it all worked out in the end. So all in, I was in the project for about 14 hours and maybe a little over $14 and maybe 2 hours of my time with doing other things on my gaming channel in between. That is the benefit of having this sort of business, is you can't always be doing things, right? Loading up new materials, working new designs. You set the machine to go, it might take 40 minutes, so then I'm gaming, right? Not much of a loss for me on a Saturday afternoon. The good thing about lasers is as long as you don't fully leave them alone, they do work alone. So as long as you are close enough, in case of an emergency like a fire, you can do anything else that you want while it's working for you, okay? Like I said, I personally prefer video games. Don't be mad at me, okay? Now I packaged them up in that nice box that I was telling you about. The nice little window there. My card, keychains, used a ribbon to put the coaster on the bottom of the box, and I uploaded the pictures to my page. Now the superintendent of the school happened to see these photos. He told my parents when they went on vacation together that the school would like to work on a bunch of things with me on top of other jobs I got from others who have seen it in passing or seen the pictures or will see it on the table at the tournament when looking at the door prizes, you know? And the ones who win it will have my business card as well. After this project went live, I brought in a total of $973.89, and this fully paid off my M2 and rotary tool, by the way. Fully paid off. I have an order of 70 metal business cards for a flooring company as well that I need to get going on. I have cut words for a podcast set, tumblers. I helped a woodworker by engraving his brand, his mark on little medallions that he can route into his wood projects. And with all the new business coming in, I have purchased a new laser, right? We're gonna have, I want a little more portable laser that I can bring to craft shows and stuff like that, as well as be good with more metal projects. That'll be the next thing that we need to pay off. So I need to, we need to get some more projects going. I would like to know, what is your favorite way to get new clients? I want you to leave a comment down below and help new laser creators and new business owners find ways to make themselves a little more standoutish in their local locations. How can people brand new to the space get new clients? Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the video for today. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. I will see you in the next one. Take care.